Hello and welcome to Sports Jam for the week of December 16th. I'm John Jacobson.
And I'm Jay Wilcox. This week in our Sports Jam Spotlight, we meet the youngest member of a prolific family of basketball players from one local school.
Plus, we'll hear from the Maple Grove boys swimming and diving team as they take aim at another conference title. Let's kick off the show with boys basketball in an early season showdown in the Northwest Suburban Conference. Both Osseo and Champlin Park have advanced teams to the state tournament in recent years, with the Orioles taking the state 4A title just 2 years ago. The Orioles and Rebels figure to be among the top contenders again this winter in conference and Section 5 play. First of two regular season meetings is at Champlin Park. The Orioles grab the early lead. Wheeler Baker misses the baseline jumper, but Ian Tyson is there for the rebound and putback. Osseo leads it 9-5. They look to Tyson early and often. He gets the lob pass in the low post and scores an easy two. Orioles lead by 5. Coach Mark Tuchcher's team settles in, gets their transition game going here. JT Gibson and Jeremy Johnson, the Rebels take the lead. And they extend the lead here. Gibson drives down the lane for the sweet lay-in. Champlin Park up by 9 at the half. The Rebels use their quickness to offset Osseo's size advantage in this game. Brennan Witt with a nice dribble to get to the hoop, and Champlin Park's up by 6. But the Orioles battle back. Baker's jumper misses. Tyson grabs the board and scores. He nets 30 points. It's 58-56 Osseo. Late in the game, the Rebels grab the loose ball off the missed three. Gibson ahead to Marty Hill. He'll miss, but Jeremy Johnson there with a putback for what turns out to be the winning bucket. Champlin Park pulls out a thriller over Osseo, 68-65.
Obviously, Ian and Wheeler were right there up on our radar. We took out Wheeler for the most part, but we had to face guard him all game. We really bought into the game plan today. I didn't do too good on Ian, but luckily we came through with the W.
What a huge win for the Rebels against a team that's kind of been the team to beat in most years, and recently in the Northwest Suburban, and they get the victory at home.
Yeah, that's a huge one for Champlin Park. And, you talk about having good, experienced guards. Everybody talks about that when you get to NCAA tournament time, and definitely Champlin Park has that. They don't have a lot of size, and Ian Tyson did have a big game against them, but they were able to overcome it, and they're playing very well early this season.
Well, it's right back on the court for the Rebels and the Orioles on Saturday. A pretty successful day for local teams at the Breakdown Tip-Off Classic at Minnetonka High School. Champlin Park scores another impressive win. This one 81-65 over Eden Prairie. Marty Hill had 20 to lead 4 Rebels to score in double figures. Osseo wasn't as fortunate. The Orioles fall for the second straight game. They lose by 8 to defending 3A champion De La Salle. Both Robbinsdale schools came up winners at the breakdown. Armstrong downs Roseville 83-71. Ryan Casperson had 21 points and Evan Nolan 20 for the Falcons. Cooper beat Lester Prairie Holy Trinity 74-66. Marquise Gray scoring 19 for the Hawks. High-scoring Hopkins edges Lakeville North 89-84, with Stephen Sharp netting 25 to overcome J.P. McCura's 48-point outburst for the Panthers.
Maranatha Christian Academy, based in Brooklyn Park, has been the team to beat in the Minnesota Christian Athletic Association in boys basketball for the past several years. Maple Grove-based Heritage Christian Academy has gotten to be pretty solid, too. They met at Heritage on Friday night. Maranatha pushes it in transition. Josh Goldschmidt with a nice pass to Jake Mayan for the layup, plus a foul, and it's 5-0 Mustangs. Heritage plays a solid first half, though. Spencer Bland catches it in the post and spins to score 2 of his 12 points, and it's a 1-point game. Mayan drives and shovels it nicely to Cameron Monson for the layup for MCA. Eagles coach Tim Herman is not thrilled with the defense. Goldschmidt jabs the ball loose and then shows his hops, throwing down the two-handed jam for an 11-6 lead. Drew Kleinschmidt has a good first half for Heritage. He pops the jumper near the free throw line. The Eagles are within 27-26. They hold for the last shot for the lead, but instead, Monson strips it. Jeremiah Hanson throws it ahead, and Mayan gets the layup at the buzzer. Maranatha goes on to win 72-55. We'll meet Maranatha's Jeremiah Hanson in our Sports Jam Spotlight.
Breck's boys basketball team won 19 games a year ago, advancing to the Section 4AA final. Off to a 1-5 start under former Wayzata assistant Mike Anderson, the Mustangs visited a Brooklyn Center team that finished with 16 wins a year ago. The Centaurs jump out to the early lead in this one. Dekai Clark pulls up, hits the 15-foot jumper at 6-2 BC. Breck answers with a 9-0 run that includes this steal and layup for William Culleton. This game back and forth most of the night. Deshaun Holmes drives to the hoop and scores, with the Centaurs up by 4. Then a nice play by Clark here. He gets the steal and the assist, setting up Sammy Watkins for the layup. The Centaurs are up 4. They lead by 6 at the half. Early second half, and Conan Livingstone follows his own miss to score. He gives Brooklyn Center its biggest lead of the night, 11 points. But Breck hangs around and chips away at the lead. Kevin Linehan with a basket and foul for a 3-point play. Then Ramad Bowman feeds Graydon Kulik for the pass and a layup, and Breck has the lead 56-55. Kwaku Bodum with the assist to a cutting Bowman for another 2 in the paint. Breck leads by 7. Clark does his best to keep the Centaurs close. The junior guard nets 35 points in the game, but it's not enough. Breck holds off Brooklyn Center as the Mustangs win 78-72.
I think the main thing is we came out with a lot of energy in the second half. We kind of played a little flat in the first half, and we came out in the second half, moved the ball, everybody was scoring, and that's key for us.
In girls basketball, Armstrong used to dominate the rivalry with Robbinsdale district neighbor Cooper. The Hawks have closed the gap, though, and beat Armstrong by 15 last winter. Drew Woods is the new coach for the Cooper girls as they host Armstrong. His team starts quick, jumping out to a 9-0 lead thanks to back-to-back threes by Lori Bowler. Hannah Sasek drives and kicks out to Rachel Russ for a Falcons three-pointer here. And late in the first half, Armstrong goes on a 12-2 run. Lyric Williams is short with the shot, but she fights for the rebound and scores it. Then Williams dishes to Sasek, and she drives and scores. It's 37-27 Falcons at the break. But the Hawks rally in the second half. Yu Long stakes it coast to coast and scores on a sweet drive to the hoop for the Hawks. Manita Kelly gets hot for Cooper. The long 2 cuts the Falcons' lead to 3 points. And the Hawks take a lead, 46-45 on the drive and hoop here by Lauren Johnson. But Williams takes over for Armstrong down the stretch, the rebound, the putback, and the foul. She leads all scorers, and Armstrong wins this one 68-60.
Our team's trying to be a better program for Armstrong and just do better. So getting this victory is very good, and just starting off the season with 2-2 back-to-back, because we were like 0-4 last season. So just to get a 50-50 record just at the beginning of the season is very great.
Earlier in the week, another district rivalry game as Park Center hosted Osseo. Osseo's Io Port drawing the double team, gives it up to Kiara Russell, who scores. The Orioles trail by just 3 at the half. But the Pirates play a strong second half. Nice pass from Ann Simonet to McKenna Dubois for the layup, and the Pirates are up by 10. Dubois then comes back with a three-pointer, and she leads all scorers in this game with 22 points. The Orioles work the ball around to an open Maddie Malone. Her three-pointer cuts Park Center's lead down to 8. The Orioles get no closer in this game. Kayla McMorris with a quick first step gets into the lane, scores, and is fouled. Park Center wins at 68-50. Also in girls basketball, Hopkins falls 56-54 to Eastview in the number 1 versus number 2 matchup Friday night. Nia Holly had 20 points, but it's not enough as the Royals fall for the first time this season.
Maple Grove's boys swimming and diving team is off to a good start this winter. The Crimson hosted some good teams at the annual Carol Carlson Invitational Meet on Saturday. And Eden Prairie has a strong showing to take first with 258 points. Edina is second, followed by Maple Grove in third place. St. Michael Albertville is fourth, and Moundsview comes in fifth. And John will be talking with the Crimson coming up here later in the show.
And coming up next on Sports Jam, highlights from a matchup of previously unbeaten teams in the Keene Lake Conference girls hockey matchup. Welcome back to Sports Jam as we turn our attention to girls hockey.
Saturday's Lake Conference Showcase featured a day full of girls hockey, and the nightcap game turned into a thriller for 2 local squads. The final game featured third-ranked Wayzata facing off with number 2 Hopkins. Wayzata controls the first period, but they can't beat Royals goalie Aaron O'Neill, who stops 9 shots in the period. With the help of 2 power plays, Hopkins gets the better of the second, but the Nina Rogers chance glances off the pipe, and it stays 0-0. Sarah Stelter is great in net. She stops the tip and then robs Shorty Sharon with a diving save here. It stays 0-0 through 2 periods. With about 5 minutes to play, Wayzata strikes off the faceoff as Caitlin Klein beats O'Neill. Another look shows the puck loose in the circle, and Klein will capitalize on it. Wayzata wins it 1-0, and Klein talked about her game winner.
Like most of my goals, they're all pretty much to my line mates. My center, Hannah Bangan, really tied up the defense and really made it pretty easy for me and just gave me a clear path. And Sophie tied up the 2 defense, so I just had me and the goalie, and it went in.
2 boys hockey programs with strong traditions that have dropped off in recent seasons met up in Northwest Suburban Conference play as Osseo took on Armstrong. First period of play of this one, and the Falcons turn the puck over in their own zone. Osseo's Ben Christopherson is there to take advantage. His shot under the crossbar in for a goal, and it's 1-0 Orioles. Later in the first, Armstrong's Jack McDonough feeds Jay Norgard. Norgard does the rest, beating Connor Dahlberg on the glove side. And the Falcons tie it at 1. Second period, and Norgard takes the puck into the Armstrong zone and shoots, and fouls his own shot and scores with a rebound. The Falcons lead it 2-1. Coach Danny Charleston's club really opens it up from there. Nick Holscher to Thomas Barber alone out in front for a power play goal, and it's 3-1 Armstrong. Third period, and the Falcons score on the power play again. Corey Gilbert nets the one-timer off the pass from Cole Gergen. That goal makes it 5-1. Gergen later added a shorthanded goal as Armstrong wins this game by a final score of 6-1. Maple Grove's boys hockey team faces a big week this week with games against Benilde, Centennial, and Wayzata. The Crimson look to stay unbeaten in the Northwest Suburban Conference when they hosted Elk River last week. This one on Maple Grove's home ice. First period, Elk River up 1-0 when Alex Schwab finds Andrew Zervin, who beats Cal McKinney 5-hole, and the Elks lead it 2-0 after 1. In the second, the Crimson rally. Evan Augustine to Dane Abernathy to Sam Ross. It gets Maple Grove on the board. Less than 3 minutes later, Maple Grove ties it up when Abernathy tips in Josh Passold's shot. They keep the momentum going. 31 seconds later, Sam Valerius' shot off a defender. Passold pounces on the puck. Back-to-back power play goals, and the Crimson lead at 3-2. But Elk River comes back. Still in the second period here. Jake Jermenko there to put it away, and it's 3-3 heading to the third. And the Elks take over from there. Springman to Jeremko, feeds Dylan Boughton all alone for the goal, and Elk River back in front, 4-3. And then Jeremko gets the puck back on the give and go with Zerbin, hits Colton Boudreau, whose second shot is past McKinney and in. Elk River adds one more, and they pull away for a 6-3 win.
Now to wrestling, where Wayzata is coming off a section final appearance last season. They lost a tiebreaker to Wilmer in the Section 6-3A finals. The Trojans took on a very good Shakopee team. And it's a good one at 113 pounds. Brent Jones, who's ranked number 1 at 106 for Shakopee, gets the takedown. Returning state entrant Boyd Mambua counters with a reversal, but Jones pulls out an 11-6 win for the Sabres. Wayzata's Nick O'Brien is ranked 3rd at 132. The 4-time state entrant gets a buzzer-beating takedown on the way to a decision over Tyson Leon of Shakopee, but it's one of only 3 wins for the Trojans. Shakopee's Owen Webster hips Andrew Kovac over onto his back and gets the fall for the Sabres in the 152-pound match. They go up 32-3. Wayzata's Colin Sohn is ranked 3rd at 182, and he uses the cradle to pin Alex King. But the Sabres show why they are a top 10 team as they whip Wayzata 56-12.
At the 8-team Chaska-Chanhassen wrestling tournament Saturday, Hopkins finished 3rd out of 8 teams. Owatonna took the championship with Chaska-Chan 2nd. Among the other local schools, Champlin Park finishes 7th with Cooper 8th. In gymnastics, Champlin Park won the Rebels Invitational with a team score of 130.025. Blaine Andover was 2nd with Maple Grove in 3rd with a total of 125.225. Park Center finished 7th with Osseo 8th. Champlin Park's Taylor Gakeen was the all-around champion with a score of 34.475. Wayzata's gymnastics team won the Prior Lake Invitational. The Trojans' final score was 141.85. They topped 141 points in all three of their meets so far. Austin finished a close second in the meet, and Sela Fadness of Austin was the all-around champion. And Jay, back to wrestling. One other note from the weekend, Tatina Grace finished fourth of the Council Bluffs Wrestling Classic in Iowa. That's fourth out of 28 teams, most of which were from Iowa and Nebraska. Pretty good wrestling territory. Lance Bennick of Tatina Grace was the tournament champion at 195 pounds.
Yeah, he's definitely a good one. And the Eagles, that's not really a bad showing against that kind of field. They are looking for a very good year this season. Next up on Sports Jam, we meet the youngest of the Hanson brothers who have left a great basketball legacy at Maranatha.
Jeremiah Hanson will likely be the last of 8 brothers to play basketball at Maranatha Christian Academy. MCA has grown into a small school basketball power over the years, and the Hanson boys have been a big part of the Mustangs' success. Here's Jason Melillo with our Spotlight story.
When Jeremiah Hanson graduates from Maranatha Christian Academy in 2015, it will be the end of an era.
It's almost here, but just gotta live every moment and enjoy it.
The 7 brothers to come before Jeremiah were all impact players for MCA. It started with Andy, Matt, and Dan in the early 2000s. Stephen Hanson led the Mustangs to their first state tournament in 2006. In subsequent years, David and Josh Hanson were a big reason Maranatha was a perennial contender for section titles. Then in 2013, Isaiah Hanson led MCA to the state final, scoring 24 points in a loss to Southwest Christian. Jeremiah chipped in 11 points in that game.
They would teach me like certain moves that I know specifically my brother David put me through drills, sacrificed a lot of his time, just came and every day he'd be willing to sacrifice like 1-2 hours just in the gym to help us get better. So that would be a big part. And one-on-one in the driveway is also, it got pretty intense, but it was worth it.
Jeff Wall has coached Maranatha since the beginning, and when he thinks of all the Hanson boys, the one thing that stands out is their work ethic.
It seems like they were, exceptional in that area, always putting in extra time, realizing that hard work has its dividends. So, and of course, they love basketball too, but it was that work ethic that stood out.
Dan Hanson graduated from Maranatha in 2004 and is now the finance manager at the school and an assistant coach.
This year my schedule allowed me to help coach on game days, and it's a great way to give back and be a part of a team and provide insight, because I played in college too, and so I think I can provide some valuable insight to the team, to the kids now that are going through the program, and what it takes to be successful and be a part of a winning team.
So the loaded question is, which Hanson brother was the best?
Oh, you're really putting me in a corner now, aren't you? Yeah, well, I think, yeah.
Coach Wall won't touch that question, but Dan thinks it was probably Matt or David. Both played Division I basketball at Cal Poly, and Matt went on to play 3 years of pro ball in Australia.
He's 6'7", 6'8". He's just like a tank, basically. So he's obviously a post and like really aggressive in the post.
People ask Jeremiah Hanson all the time how it feels to be the last brother to suit up for the Mustangs. The junior doesn't really have a profound answer. Really, he's just happy to be a part of a great program and try to carry on the family tradition of basketball excellence. Jason Melillo, 12 Sports.
As of Monday, Maranatha is 5-0 and ranked 6th in Class A. And coming up next, Jay talks swimming with the Maple Grove boys.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. It's been a good start to the season for the Maple Grove boys swimming and diving team, and the Crimson getting into the heart of their schedule as we near the Christmas break. And joined by 3 captains today, and we'll start with Dan Ebert. And tell me about the win against Edina. How big of a night was that for this program and for all you guys on the team?
I can honestly say it was pretty huge. We thought we were going to get destroyed going into it. So it was a big surprise to all of us that it was even close. let alone, winning. And we kind of had our celebration. But after all that, it's still time to get back to business. And that was after the second week of swimming, and we just don't know what's going to happen later on.
You're coming off your invitational, too, and you get good challenges from teams like Edina and some of the others that you're seeing. Early in the season, do you like that to get a measuring stick where you guys need to be?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, being that close just motivates us that even more. And then even if we lost, we would still be motivated to get better and train harder.
Got your closest neighbor, Osseo, coming up Thursday. How much do you look forward to facing those guys?
Yeah, we're pretty excited. We know half the team. We're friends with a lot of them, so it's gonna be fun swimming against them and just having fun.
Thanks for joining us, Dan. Good luck in that meet.
Thank you.
And Aaron Dabson, your team certainly has had a good tradition, but this win versus Edina has got to be probably one of the bigger regular season successes for the Crimson Swimming, isn't it?
Yep, it's huge. It's one of our goals that, Edina's a great team. They always are. They always put up great swimmers, great times. But to see us go and compete against them in the way that we did, it's an awesome feeling.
Tell me about the makeup of this year's team. Do you have a lot of guys back from last year, or what's the experience level look like?
We do. We have a lot of guys that are coming back. We have some great talent. A lot of hard workers on team. The camaraderie is great this year. We're all just ready to go, ready for a good season.
You treat all meets as important, I'm sure, but how about facing Osseo? Is that one that you guys kind of look forward to? It's just sort of a good rivalry, a friendly rivalry with those guys?
Yeah, of course. It's always fun. That meet we definitely have the most fun out of all the meets this year. I know that we know we're great friends with a bunch of the guys, and so it should be a lot of fun.
All right, thanks for joining us, Aaron, and have fun the rest of the season.
Thank you.
And Nate Haynes, your team has gotten off to a really nice start, it sounds like. Did you expect that the team would be looking good early on? Did you feel it in the first practices?
Yeah, I could definitely tell that we were going to be, a good team. We've always had some pretty good swimmers. I didn't know we were going to be to the level, like the other guys have said, that when going up and facing Edina our first meet, we knew that was going to be a challenge. We didn't really know we'd pull it out that well, but yeah, I think we'll definitely be somebody to fight this year.
What's the area of strength for the Crimson this year? Is there any event or events that are kind of looking really good?
I think our strength are non-free, so our breaststroke, backstroke, and butterfly are looking pretty well. We have area to improve on all of them, but I think definitely our sprint freestyle is what we're working on improving the most.
All right, Nate, thanks for joining us, and best of luck. Happy holidays to you, too.
Thank you very much.
All right, Maple Grove Crimson boys swimming and diving team off to a fantastic start this season, and they'll look to continue it as they take on their district rival Osseo on Thursday. We'll be back to wrap up Sports Jam for you right after this.
Follow 12 Sports replays and live events on Twitter, Facebook, and live stream. Watch your favorite high school athletes performing live on your computer or mobile device. Link to us on 12.tv.
Channel 12's Community Corner puts the spotlight on your corner of the northwest suburbs.
We want to talk about some things happening around the city of Maple Grove.
New Hope's rinks are officially open.
This is the spot for the Golden Valley Rotary Club.
The City Council worked really hard not to have a tax increase.
You can instantly upgrade your wardrobe with a few simple accessories.
We're in Golden Valley today doing a little recycling.
Rediscover your corner of the northwest suburbs every day on Channel 12's Community Corner.
Our games of the week are our girls and boys basketball doubleheader between Osseo and Maple Grove. The girls game is live on Channel 12 and our website at 6 p.m. Tuesday. The boys game follows live at 8 o'clock. You can also catch a replay of the girls game Wednesday at 7 p.m. and the boys game Wednesday night at 10 on Channel 12.
And that's it for this week's Sports Jam show. An important question, John, do you have your Christmas shopping done yet?
I'm not even close, but I still have another week, so that's good. We've got a big week of games coming up before heading into holiday tournament action. We'll see you next week here on Sports Jam. Thanks so much for watching.